Nerf team, it's Ronan. Welcome back to the channel. All right, so we had a tournament last night led by Back to the Garage for you. I call him Rebel, which was his old name, so we'll call him that again probably. We were one short, unfortunately, Master of Chaos, which was a player that came on our team. His cell phone died out of battery, so we were facing 2 or 4, 6 versus 7, and we met a Cruel team, the Cruel with a 3. I think that's Cruel 3, and obviously all the Cruels are strong teams, so we were pretty sure that we're gonna get swamped. But I think what actually happened here in the first attempt in Middleburg, as you can see, the Cruel folks, they brought 5 ARLs, a Crom B, and a T-3045. We were pretty heavy as well with Crom. We knew we were gonna go city and town and try to defend it. And it's just a simple case of focus fire. You can see Rebel or Back to the Garage on the cross on the other side, and we were calling out every single time who to shoot. So we quickly dispatched their first 2 guys. And then I gotta give it to Lynn. Lynn jumped in there with his VK 36 heavy and held them off, took a bunch of damage. And we were able to, again, just continue focusing firing and took them out very quickly. As you can see, it's already 6 against 4 here. We got 3. I'm sorry, that was actually Linus Linus was in there on his VK. I thought it was Linus. He jumped in there, and you guys can see, I mean, you just jammed that VK 36 in the middle. We also jumped in cap just in case they do that. They had their meds flanking us, but at this point we're actually up 5 against 3, and it really didn't matter much. We closed them off. There, Lynn finished that guy off. The Crom and the other ARL are still left there. Interestingly enough, I actually couldn't get around here to help Lynn initially, or Linus to get around, but I finally did. Cleared him off, and then I think the Crom here had no hope. It's at this point 4 against 1. He was trying to take out Lynn, who was nearly dead, and did not manage to do so. The turret went flying about 50 meters. 4-0 win, 6 versus 7. Now, this second game we actually lost. They brought an all-heavy lineup and just rushed us in town. Nothing we could do. This is a tiebreaker, so it's 1 against 1, 2 or 4, still 6 against 7, and we're in Falls Creek. So Falls Creek, you know, you normally, if you can gum heavy, you can actually do a good Iron Fist here on the bridge towards C. But if you are the lighter team, or if you have 6 players, one strategy that works that we often use is going to A cap. And with A cap, what we do is we cap first, and you can see our meds very quickly went to A, whereas their meds were trying to spot us, which is a good idea. But all they did was spotting us, was letting them know where they were. We were capping. And so you see our 2 meds, which I believe Back to the Garage and maybe Linus were the 2 meds. I actually don't know right now. I'll correct later. Already have A cap, so we had a point lead. And then you go to this little village here, or town, or whatever you want to call it, and you can hold the cap. B cap is incredibly hard to do. B cap is one of those caps here that it's suicidal to go to it. You will just get torn apart. And our plan all along was to have the meds on the left-hand side, if you can see the mini-map, down there, spotting in case they turn around. And we fully anticipated that they would rush me and the other heavies where we were, and we sat our Dicker Max in the corner where he could get shots using his gun depression, and if they flanked around towards kind of the southeast side of the spawn. So as you can see, we're holding up here. You can see we have a slight point lead, and then as we're sitting there on Discord, we were all just simply discussing hold back, wait for them to come. You can see we had 3 heavies and a TD on this side, so we were heavy on this side, anticipating that flank to come around. And in this is the thing. This is what tourney play that we actually do regularly, even when we have a 7 versus 7. Because you can protect. There's a lot of bluffs and different things that can protect there. So as we saw that ARL coming over there, and that's actually a friend of mine, a very good player from Cruel, who they got in the position where even though they have 7 players, because we had the cap lead, they had to do something. They couldn't simply let us win, obviously. And they came around the corner. So as you can see here, what they did is I think they sent 4 or 5 of their players, but they sent them essentially into our hands. So you can see them, there's 4 coming over there, a 5th in support in the rear, and then they start pushing, and yeah, I had a low battery too, good. And as they start pushing, what you can see here is we just started hammering them, and we were definitely doing a good job with focus fire to get them out. And then first we were focusing on that ARL that was low health, and you can see there, boom, now it's actually 6 against 6. We got 4 guys over here, and our meds quickly flanked around. If you look at the mini map, so our meds are flanking them. They did a terrific job of getting rear shots, and those guys are still pushing us. including this P43, the new recent award tank. He got crushed. And Renee, I believe, was working the dicker over there. If you can see Renee, he just absolutely annihilating them. He never even took any damage in a dicker. And the reason is he's using the gun depression in that rock. Meanwhile, we're just pummeling them, just absolutely annihilating them. And I can't just tell you guys how well this was played out. We actually bounced that shot, but we really did, outmaneuver the Cruel guys. I know they played a very good tournament. They probably came back and won at the end. They're a good team. And I did hear from Cap that they did have some new players last night. So good job there. This was actually a 6-0 win. We did not lose any tanks. And it came down to some really good maneuvers. So thanks for those who played. It was a lot of fun. A good 2-4 win, and really enjoyed having a 6-7 2-4 victory. I'm not sure we've ever pulled that off. So for God's sakes, if you haven't done it already, subscribe to the freaking channel. Thanks for staying. Thanks for watching. Have a great 4th of July weekend.